the best quarterback right now?
He's really good. Okay, so no, I'm never going to put anybody in front. The two guys in the AFC are unreal, right? Jayden Daniels is special, though. And I will say, you go through the NFC, I wouldn't have a problem going, hey, Jayden Daniels might be the best quarterback in the NFC right now.
Matthew Stafford might have something to say. I'm trying to think
who else. That would be the guy.
Yeah.
That's right. See, you're with me. But that would be the guy you'd go, yeah, he would challenge that, certainly. And Jayden Daniels doesn't have the experience Matthew Stafford has, but this is a special player. I'm amazed by what we're seeing. The amount of offense they put on his shoulders, how they trust him, how cool and calm he is, right? He plays like he's a 7 or 8 year player.
Brady's just fawning. Brady's gushing about his poise, about everything. When you say he's a special player, I mean, he co-signed. We're all saying, oh, he's unflappable. But to do that in this big of a spot, it's hard to imagine that they're, not potentially going to go disrupt things. And the link's not going to bug him. You were just there yesterday. I'm sure you didn't get a warm welcome. He's not going to get one, but he's not going to care.
No, he's not going to care. I've been around Jayden Daniels twice in my life now, and I can tell you everything just kind of slides off his shoulders. I even made fun of him when I interviewed him a few weeks ago. I'm like, you throw an interception, you kind of have a grin on your face. You throw a touchdown, you have the same grin on your face. And he told me he had at one point of his life, he worked to make sure he still portrayed positive vibes when things went bad. And now it's just natural to him, and he does it. But he poses problems. I think that's what Brady was trying to say. And the first thing is just within the pocket, right? And making decisions and throwing the ball and putting it right where you need to. He's phenomenal in that department. Let alone then it's if we cover everybody, he can buy time and scramble and then still make a great throw. And then on top of that, it's, all the quarterback design run stuff you have to worry about. And that's what makes them so tough on third down and fourth down because of his unreal skill set.
We're lucky to have this game. It's a little hard for me to think that I can tell, you're putting him above Jalen, right? So you're probably going to go, if we were to rank these quarterbacks, it's Mahomes, can't not, Josh.
Right.
Jayden.
Right.
But Jalen threw 500 plus against Patrick in a Super Bowl. Whereas Jayden has never, how,
I hear you.
Can you explain to me from your vantage point, you're the expert, why Jayden over Jalen? Because these two are facing each other now.
Sure. And Jalen, he's got experience. He's certainly clutch in his own way. Like you said, he threw for 350 yards in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. He's been in big game football. And I respect that totally. His ability to run is certainly a weapon. We saw that yesterday. Jayden Daniels is just a special player, right? He's the #1 pick in the draft almost any year other than maybe this past year, just because Caleb Williams or special years where certain guys come out. But that's how good he is. And it's not – I think he just – at the end of the day, the biggest thing is – every skill he has is a little bit better than Jalen Hurts. And I don't say that to be disrespectful. This is one of the most skillful guys we've ever seen come into the league. But I think he's a more accurate thrower than Jalen Hurts. I think he's got a stronger arm. And then, of course, when he takes off and runs, Jalen's special, but Jayden runs like a wide receiver. And that's where I give him a lot of advantages. He's never wrong with, I'm being blitzed. He knows exactly where to go. He plays the position like a guy like Tom Brady would be like, wow, that reminds me of me, except when he runs, that doesn't remind me of me, and he makes all these crazy plays. But there's really not too much weakness in Jayden Daniels' game. It's just, again, yes, it's the unknown. But every time we go, can't do good as a rookie. Oh, wait, he's awesome. Check. Okay. They can't go to the playoffs with this team as a rookie. Oh, wait, check. He can do that. Oh, they can't go to Detroit. He'll be all shooken up by the crowd and the Detroit Lions, and they're going to be biting kneecaps. Oh, check. He can do that too. So he's checked the box so many times for me. We're getting to this point now where I just go, I expect him to be exactly what we've seen him all year up to this point.
I've never met him, and I love that I've never met him because I went to so many training camps, talked to a lot of rookies. They wouldn't let me near him in August. It wasn't his job. He wasn't named the QB1.
That's right.
And so it's how great he is, but the other thing going for him, and Eagles have a great culture too, But it is
They
the
do.
DQ. It is the, like, they literally wouldn't let me near him. They were like, what are you talking about? He's not a starter.
Yeah, right.
He's not the quarterback. And I'm like, excuse me, huh? Scusi? That matters.
They got to keep you away.
Yeah.
You might popping bottles. Who knows what you're going to be doing with them? They don't trust you around their rookie quarterback.
And then they didn't, and I love them for it, and they handled things the right way. And then, I mean, the other advantage, the unsimple, unvanilla of it is Cliff Kingsbury. And I know that you like the pairing. You said this before. So how much credit does he deserve? He's getting the coaching talk, but not really the interviews and not really the buzz that maybe he should.
Right. Yeah, probably not. And I think too, he's going to be picky the next time around because, as you know, right, you got one chance, you maybe get one more chance, right? And you got to make sure that works. It's very rare that anybody gets a third chance. I've been blown away. DQ, first him, I would say, I feel like he reinvented himself, as far as changing his defense when he sat out from Atlanta and then went to Dallas and to Washington. So his evolution, I've been impressed by that. And to what you're saying, Cliff Kingsbury, I've always liked Cliff. I played against him in college. I consider him a buddy. But I've also been real and honest in my job. And that in times in Arizona, I was going, the offense, it seems to get stale after week 10. There's just not enough. There's not enough answers for everything. The lead catches on, and there's no zig for the zag, and there just needs to be more. And I don't say that anymore. I think he's reinvented himself a little bit with a year away of football too. And then you add Jayden Daniels in the equation. Then you go, oh wait, I could do this. I've never done that. Ooh, I could do this. And I think it's kind of like just come to a pinnacle here where Cliff Kingsbury is on his game. Mad respect to the Washington coaches and what they got going on there.
They have the momentum. The Lions were dealing with a lot. Tough place to go and obviously get it done. Ben Johnson, there's some people upset with some of those decisions. And with Aaron Glenn, how much of the Lions' loss do you put on coaching?
I don't put a ton. I didn't like Ben Johnson calling the reverse pass right here. Perfect play. It's 38-28. The game's this is the NFC playoffs. Is the divisional round. Let's just keep the ball in the guy that's been to the Super Bowl before in the NFC Championship hands of Jared Goff and let him make the throws, right? Because this is what happens when it doesn't go just perfectly as planned in practice, because in practice it's wide open every time. Now you have a guy that doesn't throw a football for a living. He doesn't read coverage for a living, and he just throws it up, and that was game over. The big problem with the Lions, Kay, and you know this, is just their defense was decimated. It was decimated. Their offense had to carry the squad. They had to do that, and unfortunately for them, they played one of their worst games with the turnovers and just carelessness with the football on the biggest stage of the year. I feel bad for Jared Goff. He's an aggressive decision maker. He's made a lot of big throws with his right arm this year, but whether it was the pick six, trying to fit that ball into a tight window, that's to blame him, or the post route at the end of the first half. You remember that Jamison Williams, he throws it behind him. I think it was Sanders still on that one, undercuts it, intercepts it. Those are two huge moments in the football game that certainly one cost the Lions points and the other one gave the Commanders points.
I could not keep my eyes off of Gibbs. I thought it was I was just so, these chunk plays, how amazing he is, what a force he is, and all of this coming together the way that it did. The likability of the team. They had the wind of the NFL fans behind them. Does it feel to you, being around football as long as you've been around your entire life, the way that you have been close to it, does it feel like it's passed them by? They're going to lose their coordinators, Chris.
Right. Yeah. No, that's scary. It is, because I think Ben Johnson is the best offensive coordinator, about to be head coach candidate to come out in the NFL since McVay and Shanahan did it back in, 2017. But that's how much I think of Ben Johnson. So that will not be easily replaced. And I think Aaron Glenn is damn good too. And I know some of this end of the season stats and how many points they let up didn't show that. But again, they were killed with big-time players missing from the defensive side of the ball. But I think at this point, Dan Campbell's built a culture there. He's got a coaching staff that is really close together from what I've seen and witnessed. They're cohesive. He, I think, has probably had this on his radar for 2 years now, knowing Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson might move on, right? And usually in those instances, you start to worry about grooming somebody to take over for them. I think they'll be just fine. And like you said, they got a young team, still a lot of really awesome parts on that team. And Jahmyr Gibbs is a superstar, right? He's up in the class right there with Saquon or Derrick Henry. He's that good.
Luke Kuechly told me, first ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion, in a couple weeks at NFL Honors will find out. He made it feel like Ben Johnson's this huge hole that will be really sort of impossible to replace. You're saying he's the best at what he does. Where should he go? Where should he go?
If I'm him, and again, this is, it's hard to put yourself in somebody's shoes. The team that makes the most sense and setup just from the roster is the Chicago Bears. That's the one I look at.
I would die. I would die if he went to the Bears.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. The Bears really are close. I mean, as we saw this year, they were a Hail Mary away from almost being 5-2. The quarterback, I'm a believer in the quarterback. I think he's super talented. He was a little up and down, but the team had something to do with that too. All they need to fix is their O-line, maybe get another defensive tackle on their team, and you go, oh, watch out for the Bears. That would be the one that makes sense. But you hear about Ben Johnson. It sounds like he's going to be very picky about the front office, the support structure, right? And that is what I don't know. Is just how does he feel about Ryan Poles and how things are set up there in Chicago, and does he feel like that's a recipe for success? Hopefully we'll find that out here in the next few days.
It has not been a recipe for success for anybody who's walked through those doors, but maybe he could change that. But it's definitely, you have to have a lot of bravado. You have to have a lot of I'm the one that can change this from the inside out. I don't know Ben Johnson well enough to know if he wants to take that on. I don't know.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is he's got bravado just from what I know with how he calls the game. Anybody that's calls a reverse pass, right, down 10, and I go, the guy's got guts. He's not scared of much, that's for sure. I'm a big fan of his, and I'm excited to see what he does and the opportunity he gets.
We're going to take a TV break. We're going to stay live on YouTube, so don't say anything crazy. We'll be right back.